On today's episode of SpewCast, we're going to be making a tier list of the books.
Casting the core trio.
And more. Welcome to episode 3 of SpewCast. We're your hosts. I'm Alex.
And I'm Nicole.
And today we're going to start things off with a little game. I think it'd be fun just to get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. So we're going to be making a tier list of our top Harry Potter books.
Oh boy.
From S to D.
Do you want to explain what they mean or?
Yeah, so basically we're just going to be ranking, starting from the first Harry Potter book to the last, what we think belongs in S tier, which is just like the top tier. It's like
super.
It's unmatched, basically. It's the best of the best. And then A, which is, getting an A in school. It's essentially perfect, but not S. And then all the way down B, C, D. Yeah, so we're going to do that. And we'll start with the first book. We'll start with Sorcerer's Stone.
Okay.
Do you want to kick things off?
Okay. So, Sorcerer's Stone. Thoughts are somewhere... I love it because obviously it's Harry Potter and it's the first book. But it's when I compare it to all the other books in the series, it's somewhere in the middle for me. But B to me is good, guys. I'm going to put it at B.
Yeah, I think that's...
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. The thing about the first book is it's it nails something that's going to be hard for the show.
Yeah.
Is that they're going to have to nail the feel.
Mm-hmm.
And it really nails the feel of Hogwarts when he first goes.
Mm-hmm.
And it I don't know, sets the character's initial character really well.
It sets the character.
Yeah, so I think for me it's also B tier.
Oh.
Because of all those things, but still it's sort of a short story. There's a lot of Dursley.
He's copying me.
Yeah. It's still fun though. It's
It's so fun.
It's a happy little adventure.
It makes you want to read the second book for sure. So.
Yeah. So on to the second book then.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay. This is easily my least favorite book. I just have problems mainly with the Ford Anglia coming to save them when they're in the forest with Aragog.
Yeah.
It just is insane to me that it's a sentient car or a magical car that saves them. There's nothing like it in the rest of the series. So it's just what?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a spin-off series. The Ford Anglia's Adventure. Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
It's a kid's show.
Absolutely not.
But anyways, because of that, I was tempted to put it in D. But I don't think any Harry Potter book is a D. And the burrow scenes at the beginning.
Oh my gosh, yes.
When they're tossing the gnomes and everything.
Yeah,
are
I
some
love
of
that.
the best. Those are some of the best Harry Potter scenes in the whole series. They're just feel good.
For sure.
Weasley family goodness. So yeah, I mean, I think that brings it up to top of C tier. It's C tier, but it's even almost borderline B just because of that. And then it's not it's not bad. It just has holes.
No,
that bother me.
none of them are bad. So I don't have a lot of other things to say about Chamber of Secrets other than it is my least favorite one of the series. So I'm putting it in the same spot,
Oh my
but
gosh.
I'm doing a lower level C.
Okay, yeah.
So we're not equal on that.
Yeah, it's funny. My my ranking of it evolved as I ranked it. I was oh, it's almost D. But then I thought about the gnome scenes and the burrow, and I was oh, it's almost B.
Oh.
So maybe it's just dead center C.
Maybe.
But parts of it are parts of it are A, parts of it are D.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, for me, I didn't even really love the movie that I love.
Okay, but this is take the movies out.
I know. I'm just saying it's kind of a match for me, book and movie.
We'll be ranking
it's
the
just
movies.
Interesting. Okay. Am I first now?
Prisoner. You set this up this way. You're getting
This is my one of my favorites for sure is Prisoner of Azkaban. I love all the characters in this book. and just what
these rankings are disgusting. We're gonna be very similar.
Similar, but I feel like at the end we're a little different based on conversations. So we'll see. But anyway, that's one of my favorites. I have 2 favorites, and this is one of them. So that's where I'm putting it.
And I mean, it's S for me too. One of the things, it's like, I think about their tests with Lupin. They're like outside doing an obstacle course or something. And then they're like chilling in the field.
Yep.
It's just, this book is the first one to really have that like Hogwarts day of the life type thing.
Yeah.
Or like at least like bring it an extra tier above the other books.
For sure.
And it has Hogsmeade.
Oh, true.
Which Harry like sneaks into. And obviously it's like almost a mystery book, which something I'm sure most of you don't know about me is I am a mystery book junkie. I love like really
Agatha
I
Christie.
love like really short, like very generic, could be like a cop show episode mystery books.
Yeah.
Like any Agatha Christie or anything like that. I like that this is kind of like that. You're like, what's the deal with Sirius?
Yeah, that's true.
He's a murderer. He's on the loose. He's after Harry. Oh, I don't know. It's nice. It has that, but it's still like really well written and a good story. It has time travel, but it's not like Cursed Child. It's like, it's good.
Cursed Child.
So Goblet of Fire might be somewhere we differ. I'm not sure. It's an A for me.
Okay, yeah, we differ.
Okay, it's actually almost an S for me.
Okay.
It's the first like long book, and it's the first book I ever read in the series.
Yeah.
So maybe it holds a special place in my heart because of that. But like Harry goes to the Weasleys at the beginning, then he goes to the World Cup, and then like dark stuff starts happening, and it's like the series starts to get like more adult and a little more interesting.
I
on
liked
like
the
that
beginning.
side.
I did.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, none of this is in the movie. What the heck? And yeah, I
wish they showed
hope
the
for
World
the
Cup.
series. I hope they change that and they match it more to the book, because this book is good.
Side note, that was one of the most disappointing things for me. I read this book so that I could see the movie, having read the book before.
Yeah.
And like they're leading up to the Quidditch World Cup, and it's so exciting, and I can't wait.
Yep.
It's like going to be this fun game, and then Fudge like announces the start of the match and waves his wand up, and a little ball of light shoots up, and then it just match over.
Oh,
Fred and George dancing.
Yes.
Ireland won, but Crumb caught the snitch, etc.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like, yes, the game's starting. What?
I know.
They're not showing it?
Yeah.
So
they didn't do a good job with this movie.
Yeah. It's
but we'll talk about that. I'm not allowed to talk about that, apparently.
No, we can talk movies. I'm just saying, don't let it influence.
I'm sorry.
Don't let it
no,
influence
I'm
the
not.
ranking.
I think about both when I'm thinking about things. I will, for sure. The movie was worse than the book. I mean, that's a lot of these, but pretty much all of them. But like, it's not my favorite one, but I still think it's a really good book, and I did like it a lot. I'm gonna put it at, because I like it more than Sorcerer's Stone.
Ooh.
Putting it at A.
Oh, okay. So we are the same so far. Oh, you thought I put it S?
Yeah, I did.
No,
I wasn't even listening, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's A for both of us. One thing that I know we've talked about before, that's sort of like where we kind of differ in our thoughts of it. I might have just gotten too close to the mic. I'm sorry.
At least you're not sniffling like me.
I was just talking, and then I feel a brush against my cheek.
Yes, I'm sorry about our dysfunction today, but we really needed to record, and I'm going to have allergies for a while, so sorry. But anyway.
But one thing we talked about with Goblet of Fire before was that I like the Triwizard Tournament and how you're at Hogwarts and there's almost more time to just like be in class and do like fun things, and like Harry's putting off trying to figure out what, the egg screech means, and like, solving what's happening with the next task.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like that about the book I really like. And to you, I mean, you can
I liked it.
It was just that it wasn't like a typical Hogwarts school.
Yeah, it wasn't a typical year at Hogwarts, and I think that's an issue I have in other books too, which we'll get to
Last
at the end, obviously. But I still thought, like, there were parts of it that I loved and that I thought back and I was like, why did the movie do that? Why did they cut that out? That was like one of the best parts of this book. So yeah, I still think it's really, really good. And it's, yeah. So anyway, moving on.
We agree. So,
am I first this time?
You are. You're just racking up your favorite books.
Yeah. This one's my favorite book of all. Wait, how do I get this to be over here?
You might need to.
Oh, hold on. There we go. All right, we're good. So much happens. I feel like we talk a lot about the relationship between Harry and Dumbledore. Like at the end, it was at the end of this book, right?
Yeah.
When they have that scene and it's just
best chapter in the series.
There's so much It's easily the best chapter. Yeah. And I remember we were sitting on the deck and I was like listening to the audiobook and you were just like watching my reaction to everything.
I was like antsy for you to get to it. I was like, this is
so good.
Like when Harry starts just throwing everything in Dumbledore's office and Dumbledore's just sitting there patiently being the man.
He's like, by the way, all these things.
Yeah.
So
yeah, here's everything.
Yeah. It's the best. So I don't know. I think we match on that too.
Yeah, it is. It's also my favorite book by very small amount.
Oh, mine's
surprisingly. Only because I feel like it has more detractors than the third book, but also has way higher highs.
Yeah.
Like Harry's moodiness gets a little bit on my nerves now and then. Like it's not enough.
They all have moody times.
Yeah, it's just he's pretty bad in the fifth.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from it.
Yeah.
But it makes me think like the third doesn't have that sort of thing that makes me like go, come on, Harry.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's a little closer to me. And also like
Dumbledore's army.
True.
The best thing. Like that's the best. I think that's one of my favorite things in the whole series. So.
I wish they did it better in the movies.
Me too.
They not to say they did it bad, but the way he taught and like everyone looked up to him and it was like you just looked forward to the scenes where they went and did Dumbledore's army.
Yeah.
It was just like really cool. He was like you knew he was like amazing at DADA.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, it was really cool to see. Mm-hmm. And like using the room of requirement.
Yeah.
And then like Hermione comes up with the idea of the little galleons that like write the next meeting time or something on them.
Right, yeah.
In like the serial code or whatever. Super clever.
She's the best.
And then they use that later in I think book 6. Or no, book 7 maybe. I can't remember. I think it's book 7. I think like book 6 during like the battle at Hogwarts.
I get them confused.
Yeah, they both have a battle at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
But book 6 at the battle at Hogwarts, part of me thinks that they use it there, but maybe it's that they used it to meet up in book 7. I don't know. You guys can tell me which one, or we'll probably reread them and I'll remember. I've read them so much.
We need to reread.
I should remember, but can't keep track.
But also like very sad things happen, like serious.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, like that's really hard. I'd be curious to see if people were more sad about Sirius or Dumbledore, because I got into this like thing with someone at work the other day. I don't know. I
think as a reader, you're more sad about Dumbledore, and Harry as a character is more sad about Sirius.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
not to say he's not sad about Dumbledore.
Thinking back, I'm like, but Sirius, like I loved him.
Yeah, and the thing about it is like, Harry's not even given that much time to mourn Dumbledore. He's like instantly not only thrown into like the Horcrux hunt.
Yeah.
But like, which is life or death for more than him. It's like for the wizarding world in general. Mm-hmm. So he has to put it out of his mind a little bit. But it's also then all that annoying like Rita Skeeter propaganda. Or maybe it's not Rita Skeeter, but Daily Prophet propaganda, anti-Dumbledore, the life and lies of Albus Dumbledore, like all that crap starts coming out.
Yeah.
which just like Harry becomes a little bit like concerned about who Dumbledore might have been,
right?
Or like the secrets he had. Whereas Sirius had none of that. Like Harry doesn't know about like Dumbledore's sister and like Dumbledore's brother,
right?
And that whole story.
Back to Rita for a second.
Yeah.
She wasn't really like, we don't know her secret in the movies, do we? Wait, I can't remember.
I honestly forget. You're saying her animagus ability. I think it is in the movies.
Is it? I don't.
But I don't think
it.
it's. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not.
I don't know.
Maybe
You guys can tell us.
Maybe I'm filling in the blanks from reading the book so much.
That's what gets so confusing. Is like you kind of like mix the two.
Yeah.
So doing this was hard.
We're going to be rewatching the movies and then doing a movie tier list.
Yeah. We need to do that.
I like now that we're saying it, I feel like it's not in the movies.
I don't think it is.
I feel like it's not. I do feel like there's a nod, like when they're outside talking at the Yule Ball. I feel like there's a bug on a like wall or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen that on YouTube somewhere.
It's so clear, like this, like that scene to me.
Yeah.
That it feels like it was in the movies, but then I'm like,
can't remember.
I don't think it was. I think it was like me just imagining.
Filling in the blanks.
Yeah. Because I had seen the movie and then read the book.
Yeah. But back to book 5. Also, like something that wasn't in the movie, which by the way, major thing that bothers me about this is the movie. I'll touch on that in a second. But something that's not in the movie is Ron being made prefect over Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Which like adds to Harry's moodiness.
Right.
And like it makes it make more sense. I mean, obviously Umbridge is enough to make you like insane and crazy.
I thought he was understandably moody in the movie, but he was like really
overly
ridiculous
moody
in the
book.
book.
I think it's kind of because you're in his head.
Yeah.
And he has like a combination of like the pressures of the world expecting him to be the hero, and like being 15, and like now Ron's better than you at school and Dumbledore's ignoring you.
Like he knew Hermione was, but maybe not Ron.
That's another thing. Dumbledore's ignoring him. Yeah. And obviously that drives him crazy too. So, and then what I was going to say is that this is the shortest movie until Deathly Hallows Part 2. But at the time of coming out, this was the shortest movie and is the longest book in the series.
Makes no sense.
And like the second that they released the runtime, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Obviously still excited to see it, and I saw it like day one and all that, but like, come on.
What was who's the one that directed this? This is the one that...
No, that's Goblet of Fire. You were going to say Mike Newell, the one that said he didn't read the book and it's like
who directed
man the
this
size.
one?
This one is David, can't think of his name, but he directed the rest of them, 5, 6, 7, 7.
Okay, well, just this again has nothing to do with these books, but those were like my least favorite movies.
Funny how it is. He like applied a sepia tone over everything.
Oh, I think you're right. I think I need the magic in those just the like image wise were like depressing.
It's funny how we're going into movies.
Sorry.
This will be fun to talk about when we do a movie tier list, but I have to say this. It's like the first 2 are so whimsical and like colorful and magical, and then the third stuff gets dark. They got a new director. He's very talented.
But I liked it.
He like did a lot of really clever, smart things.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm okay with him doing that and giving up some of the whimsy to do that.
Right.
And then the 4th book kind of started to go back to like less.
I get
creative,
that it gets darker,
but still. Like, I thought he was a pretty good director, just not great at, like, screenplay selection, like what he cut. But anyways.
Okay, so who's next?
Half-Blood Prince, that's me.
Okay.
This one I battled over and over again in my mind between A and S. So before I put it in, I don't know where I'm going to go yet. I'm going to talk it out.
Okay.
So this is the book where Harry and Dumbledore have their meetings.
Yeah.
Which means you get like a slice of Dumbledore every few chapters, which is amazing. You get like really great insight. You get like fed details about like the mystery that you don't know yet, little by little. And you also get Slughorn, who just is obsessed with Harry. Yeah. Which is, I don't know, really fun.
He kept like trying to invite him to like
parties. Yeah, the Slug Club.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know why I forgot about that whole thing.
He goes with
right
like
now.
Luna.
Yes.
I loved that he did that.
And Luna was so happy about that.
Yeah, that's like one of those moments where you're just like, yeah, Harry, that was awesome.
We haven't talked about Luna like at all, and we should.
Great, yeah.
But yeah, she's great. She's great in the book and the movie. So.
I think I'm going S tier. It's not. It's like my third S tier. It's borderline A.
Yeah.
But like, it has so much good going for it, and I can't really think of much bad. It even has like an exciting battle at the end that's like sort of happening behind the scenes while Harry's like on the astronomy tower and Dumbledore gets literally murdered.
Yeah, that was insane.
Like everything happens in the, like this book is really good.
Right. It is really good.
Yeah. I think S
I think it's
me.
S for you too, because you do love it.
Yeah.
Very much. I put it at A.
Mm. So above or below Goblet? Below. Or above. Okay.
Above Goblet. I don't have anything else to add to what you said. I really don't. I definitely like it more than the last one. I don't know. I'll talk about the last one when... Wait, am I...
Oh, more than Deathly Hallows. Yeah, you are. If you want to make the transition...
I'll just transition then. Something about them, like, leaving Hogwarts to, like, destroy Horcruxes, like, wasn't my favorite thing. I'm sure lots of people don't agree with that, but I'm just saying how I feel.
I know a lot of people who think it's the best book.
Yeah, I know.
Which,
I mean, feel bad about
fully
this.
warranted. It's not like it's not a good book at all.
It's just, like, how I feel. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. But I still think it's really good. I'm just going to put it here.
B tier.
It's almost like it could be A tier, like third, or B tier first. It doesn't really matter, but it's around the middle for me. So
okay.
What do you think?
I'm like between your opinion and like people whose favorite it is where like I agree that I wish Hogwarts was in it more because as
just
I've
like
stated,
ending with the magic of Hogwarts. Yeah. I don't know.
As I've stated like infinitely on our podcast already, like my favorite part of Harry Potter is the daily life stuff.
Yeah.
Like the hanging out, the classroom stuff, like the Harry and Ron not doing homework and Hermione doing it for them, all that stuff. Yeah. Like chilling in the common room, whatever it is.
Yes.
And it's like a real shame that it's missing. Not to say for the story, like it makes complete sense. Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, like this is like the Creature book. And I love Creature. This is where like you really get to love Creature.
Yes.
This is also a book that has some of the most exciting scenes, like when they go into the Ministry, like undercover with
See, like
Polyjuice.
That wasn't my favorite.
But I feel like you're influenced by the movie.
No, because I couldn't remember them. I actually don't really remember this movie and need to rewatch it. But no, I remember where I was when I was listening to that part, and I was like, meh.
I liked that. So. See, I read the whole book like the night it came out, going into the next day. Just stayed up, and I just remember reaching that part. I was like, this is so exciting.
Oh my gosh, I did not feel that.
And then Gringotts, where they go and into Bellatrix's vault. It's like, to me, this book has like what would have been the finale in any other book like 3 times.
I don't know. Maybe. I feel like everyone's going to agree with you though, so I'm just saying
like it's a really fun book to read because of that. Yeah. But it doesn't have the same magic that Hogwarts like offers in the other books, which like leaves me really conflicted on it.
It is conflicting.
Obviously I think it ends extremely well and everything ties together.
That's the thing. I love everything. The end.
Yeah, everything ties together like at an elite level.
Yes.
And it's heartbreaking that Fred dies. That is easily like it's heartbreaking when Hedwig dies. It's heartbreaking when Fred dies.
Yeah.
The other deaths are very sad. I'm very sad about Lupin. And Tonks.
Oh my gosh, Lupin is my favorite character.
But like
probably
heartbreaking that Fred dies.
And Hermione. Yeah, I know. That's.
I thought you were saying and Hermione dies.
No, I'm saying and I'm like, wait,
yeah.
favorite character. Wait a second, Hermione too. Yeah, that's it is really sad.
It's heartbreaking that George lives and Fred dies.
Oh my gosh, poor
Not that George lives. I'm just saying like the fact that the twins
they're separate.
are
like now they're
now forever.
Well, when George dies, hopefully they're reunited.
I know. I'm just saying that is heart-wrenching to this day.
Yeah. What about Dobby? You just ignored
See,
Dobby.
Dobby too, and that's the other like that's the other scene in this book.
Sad.
That's the other scene in this book that matches up as like a finale in every other book. We got Malfoy Manor, where Hermione's like interrogated at knife point by Bellatrix.
Yeah.
And Dobby dies. We got Gringotts and we got the Ministry of Magic. Like this book has so much good and just like missing a little bit of the magic. But then they go back to Hogwarts and all their friends have like been fighting and being amazing, and Neville's like the man.
Yeah.
And heck, even Cho's back.
Whatever.
I know. But I don't know. The more I talk about this book, the more I like it.
Cho.
I think it's A tier.
Okay.
But I don't think it's quite Goblet. It's really close though for me.
Yeah. Wait.
And Goblet was almost S.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, so we do disagree on things. Like
Very
we
little,
didn't
but yes.
match everything, so that's good. Would have made it really boring if we did that.
Yeah. I had to talk that one out to see where I landed.
There you go. I'm glad we talked about it.
There's some parts that I think like lull a little, like when Ron leaves them and they go to Godric's Hollow.
Yeah, there's just a lot of I think that's what it was for me.
Like
it wasn't
the snake scene and everything. Like it's an exciting scene.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's a little bit of a lull.
I think the two that I chose, there's like no lull for me. Like at the top. I think that's what it is.
Book 5 is just a joy to read.
It really is.
Book 3 is a joy to read, and it's short, which means I've probably read it the most.
Yeah.
And to me, book 6 is a joy to read.
Right.
I mean, they're all a joy to read, but
the first one even. I mean, I put it at B, but I love it.
I think we're going to watch the movie starting like really, really, really soon, so we can do this for those two. Maybe we'll, if you guys like this, we can make tier lists of some characters.
Yeah. I can do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mix them.
Maybe we'll do that first while we watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do like what your brain remembers as a character.
So that's easier for me.
Movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's good. But yeah.
So on to some casting. This took us so long to cast the 3 major characters, Harry, Ron, and Hermione, like hours.
Yeah,
long.
This is like underrated, so difficult.
The other like the adult characters are so much easier to find actors for. I mean, we're looking at like little tiny rising stars at this point.
Yeah,
so.
We wanted to do this in the last episode, but just couldn't come up with a list in time.
Laziness.
Well, it's like I feel like we spent so long searching and came up with like, I mean, Hermione was probably the easiest to find people for.
I actually love the ones we chose for Hermione.
Ron was moderately easy, and Harry was like full on impossible.
Yeah.
It's like when the movies came out, you hear about the search for Harry was like seemingly it was an impossible person to cast.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's the same way again.
But also like when we were looking at all the lists that people had already made, they were all older people, like all older actors.
Everyone
and actresses.
wants to cast like a 16-year-old.
Like that's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
One thing I saw when researching a lot of these people, like trying to find good matches, was like websites that I guess it would be their representation has like their age and then playing age, which is an age that they can play, like an age range.
Oh.
And so a lot of like the 13-year-olds playing range was like 11 to 13.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where like we draw the line of like age.
Yeah. Right. Do you want to start?
Okay, so we'll start with Hermione. The first one, Amelie Bea Smith. She is Peppa Pig.
How cute.
Yeah. She's in some other TV shows. Most of these, we don't even have their shows or acting experience listed because it's honestly often just like side parts.
Yeah.
Or like
we
appearances.
saw her in an interview.
Yeah, I think what's important is just that like they feel right.
Right.
So she's 12 years old, and to me, like I feel like she has a pretty good Hermione look.
She does, and she's really sweet. Yeah, I agree with that. Not much else to say about her.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are going to be quick.
These are quick, yeah, because we don't know a ton about them, but we'll definitely be showing the pictures.
We're dropping names. Yeah, we'll give some imagery to go with it for you guys to imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The second one we have was Molly Bell Wright, and she's 9. Also very adorable. She actually gave a TED Talk at age 8, which is so Hermione-like.
That's amazing.
So we were like, okay, we gotta put her on this list.
That's like, yeah, that's almost like too good to be true.
I know, exactly.
That she's already given, like, probably the youngest tech talk.
Yeah.
Or TED Talk, jeez.
Tech Talk. Now who's messing up?
I know.
Kidding. I think she would be great.
Yeah. This next one, I feel like we may both agree is our pick for Hermione.
Yeah.
Just based on the very little we have.
Yeah.
It's Indica Watson. Indica what?
Indica Watson. She is
Indica what?
Not related to Emma Watson, we don't think.
Watson. Yeah. She's 13.
But she looks young.
She was in the Alien show.
Yeah.
And a show called The Midwich Cuckoos.
That's an alien. Okay, so it's called The Midwich Cuckoos, and it's an alien show of some sort.
I see.
And we watched a scene of her, and she was pretty creepy.
It was good acting.
Like, definitely good acting, for sure.
One thing that stands out to me about her, she has, like, a little bit of an overbite.
Yeah.
Which, like, Hermione's character is supposed to have, like, buck teeth.
Right.
And even though, like, her parents are dentists.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a fun little nod. And she, like, seems like a really good actress.
Yeah.
She's a little bit old. They would have to, like, be filming now.
Yeah.
For it to really work. I mean, she looks young. So, but yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I think it would work if they film now. I agree. Yeah. Okay. So, moving on to Ron. Tommy Finnegan, remind me who... I think we just thought his ears were really cute.
Well, okay.
He's 10.
I don't have...
We don't know much.
I don't have much documentation on any of these Ron guys.
Yeah.
It's more off the look.
It really is.
Because to me, you can see if it's Ron in a picture.
Yeah.
And this guy, Tommy Finnegan's got like the Ron smirk. He's got
so
like
cute.
These little ears going out. He just looks like Ron.
Yeah. One of the... There's better Rons in this list to me, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like I disagree with like the consensus that I've seen online casting for Ron.
Oh, wait. Oh.
Which is this next one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Matthew Illisley. He's a really good actor from like the clips I've seen.
Yeah.
And he does look like he would like be a pretty good Ron, but he doesn't have the Ron look.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean, like I don't see him just like what
he
a
has
Ron
reddish hair. I think that's
what a Ron
why.
Face. But yeah, that's easily fixed.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor, and I'm sure he would be amazing at it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
He's a little older, so they'd have to be filming.
Yeah, he's 12.
Now.
So I mean, if
they're filming now, it's fine.
If they choose Indica, then they can choose. But he does look like he looks older than Indica does to me, even though he's 12.
I think so.
But yeah, to me, I liked the look of Tommy more for Ron.
Me too. If we're gonna go between those two, yeah. I agree.
Oh, it's so you like this the
next last one?
Yeah, to me, I'm like kind of tied.
I didn't even know who this was at all. Same. We were looking at a different kid who was older. Don't know who that was. Sorry, kid.
Forget. Yeah.
He's
in
then
Peter Pan.
I think this kid's in Peter Pan.
I think they were both in Peter Pan.
Yeah. So Jacoby Jupe.
Couldn't tell you.
He's 9, and he just looks like Ron. And we watched this like interview thing with him. So funny.
It just feels so crazy to be here. It's amazing.
Like, yeah, he's got his hair.
He's so Ron.
He's got his hair grown out. He's wearing sunglasses. And just like his answers are so funny.
Yeah. I can see it. This one I'm like sure about, but I don't know. if anyone knows about this kid. Like,
I mean, he was in what seems to be like a fairly big movie.
Right.
Probably as a side character, but like, hey, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could also be Ron. I feel like my favorite from Headshots is Tommy Finnegan, but when you add the backstory of that like interview, it like almost seems like he's living Ron.
Like he is Ron. Like just like Rupert was Ron.
Yeah.
I felt that with this kid. So
so Harry is the most lacking of our casted.
I definitely agree with that.
The first one is the one that I've seen. This is probably also sort of the consensus favorite.
Yeah.
I've seen this like hundreds of times at this point.
Me too.
And that is Toby Wolfe. He's 13 years old, so he's also probably too old.
He looks too old to me.
And he looks a little too old.
I also just don't think he looks like the Harry in my brain.
I think I agree with that. And what he has going for him is he seems to be a really like exceptional actor.
Yeah. That's kind of important. So
which as like the main character is important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if he's it. I don't know if any of these guys are it.
I don't know.
I think HBO is really going to need to
we only have Ron, let's be honest.
Go beyond our casting research.
I think for Harry we kind of talked about it. Like they're going to have to find some random kid that they think is
it's going to be the search, just like the movies.
Right. The next one was Toby Papworth. He's 13. Is this a current picture of him?
This is potentially a current picture of him. It's the one that showed up when I searched his name with 2023 in Google.
The big deal about him is that he was baby Harry Potter in The Deathly Hallows Part 2. He has no acting experience, but hey.
Except that.
We've done that.
That would be full circle. This is like just almost a joke cast.
He's super adorable.
It's like he looks like he could play
like
a
Harry Potter. I mean, he was.
Like with the right hair dye and all that, he could play Harry.
I think so.
Based on looks.
If he's good at acting.
Yeah.
Got to test that out because that's kind of important.
Yeah, that one's almost kind of just like, haha, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like the kid who played Harry in Deathly Hallows Part 2 is kind of a great age. He's 13 years old.
Right.
If they were to be filming right now.
Yeah.
And then the last one, we only had 2 for Harry, and I was pulling my hair out. So I thought back to what I heard they did when they cast Daniel Radcliffe, which, as it turns out, I was wrong. But based on my memory, I was like, I think that like the producer David Heyman, is that his name? I think that he went to like a play that Harry was in, but as it turns out, it wasn't a play. I think it was like he saw a TV show or something. But whatever it was, and I said Harry, I meant Daniel. But I went to the British version of Broadway, which is I forget. I'm gonna put it right here.
Yep.
So I looked up child actors in the British version of Broadway, and the one that stood out to me that I found was Max Bispham, and he's in the Mrs. Doubtfire play, as well as Les Mis as like the boy who lives on the streets. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But
he looks like Harry.
I haven't seen his acting. I cannot find his age anywhere, so very good chance he's too old.
Yeah.
But I feel he has a pretty good look, and I was just running dry.
We literally could not find a Harry. That's really how we can summarize these.
Yeah.
But I think most people watching will think Toby Wolfe just because that's what we've seen a lot of.
He's the most like bulletproof of these. Like he has acting experience. He's good. Yeah. They can make him up to look more like Harry than he looks in his casting photo.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I think I feel like we have a good Hermione and a good Ron, just not a good Harry.
Yeah, I think
so. Would be curious what people think though.
I think we're all going to be surprised who they cast, and will have
we're going to be wrong. It doesn't matter.
Well, no one will have heard of them. And it's going to be great.
And that's
because
great.
Of that.
We would prefer that. I think that it's just random kids.
Yeah. So you want to dive in on some Reddit posts?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So we have 2 Reddit threads that we're going to talk about today. The first one is, should Warner Bros. Re-release each Harry Potter movie in theaters to promote each new season?
My quick answer was yes, because why would we not want to watch them all in the movie theater? And I feel that way, but I understand why those that are the creators of the series would not feel that way.
Yeah. The main argument against it is going to be that they're like releasing this series and they're going to want the series to not be like constantly associated with the existing movies. It's going to want to have its own, it's going to want to have its own identity and people to not think of the movies anymore, basically.
Right. Exactly.
And this is like actively fighting against that. Mm-hmm. So I get that. And I think that's probably the right answer. I would like it if just like our local theaters played the movies or something, which they could totally do. It's like when Dark Knight came out, we went to a drive-in theater and watched Batman Begins, when Dark Knight Rises came out.
Yes.
We watched Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and then Dark Knight Rises all. It
was really fun.
And yeah, it was cool. So it would be really cool. Like if you could go see Philosopher's Stone, Sorcerer's Stone, like in theaters, and then they air episode 1 of the show right after.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
I would like that.
So I'm pro that they do it at local theaters at the discretion of that theater, and HBO stays out of it.
Yep. I agree. Moving on.
Yeah. I'm just going to look at the comments real quick.
Oh, yeah.
So it was actually a poll, and it looks like 69 people said yes and 103 said no.
Wow.
So it was fairly close, but no was the winner.
We're the minority.
And yeah, the top comment said it would just invite pointless comparisons, which is kind of the right answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it, but I don't really care.
Yeah.
And that's where I am landing. But
okay, so the next one is, what book do you think is going to be the toughest to nail?
I feel like I had an answer for this, and now I feel like I don't know. I think Deathly Hallows, maybe, because of the last, battle. I just feel like it was not my favorite in the movie, and I'm hoping they do a better job, but any type of battle can go real cheesy, so I just hope that they do a good job, and that's why I think that's going to be the toughest. But also just personally, there were parts that I felt like were not my favorite, so it might just be a personal thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think we interpret it almost different. Like, you're thinking from a technical standpoint.
Yeah.
That it's going to be hard to nail, whereas my approach to this question is nail it as in make the audience happy.
Yeah.
Which I guess yours works that way too.
Yeah.
But I feel like with all the lead up, the 7th might be the easiest to achieve.
Really?
I feel like they'll
gonna end on a really good note.
Like, the story's there. And their budget is essentially endless.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm really far more worried about the first book.
First one, making sure it's set correctly.
We're bookended. Yeah, I think that the first one is going to be so hard because there's going to be no other content except the movies. So people are going to be comparing it to them right away.
Yeah.
And the movies are great. It's just they got to nail the setting, they got to nail the magic of Hogwarts, but at the same time they have to make it unique enough where it doesn't just feel like a carbon copy. There's just everything is going to be really high stakes.
People are going to be scrutinizing that first series for sure.
It's going to be high stakes. So yeah, I mean, to me it's the first. To you it's the
bookends.
7th. Yeah. Let's read the top comment. It is I think it'll be hard to show the passage of time in Goblet of Fire and how Harry grows close to fake Moody, as you're supposed to like fake Moody before you find out he's Barty Crouch Jr.
Huh.
I don't think that'll be hard.
I don't either.
I think, I've seen in HBO shows, like Jaime Lannister, I've seen characters you're supposed to like even though they're hateable characters.
Yeah.
And I think that it's I fall for it every time. So
same. What else is there?
The next one is the first book. Here we go. The first book. For Prisoner of Azkaban onwards, all they theoretically have to do is take the material, tweak it a bit for the screen, and you're already guaranteed to have a great show. And then a bunch of extra. And it says, but with Sorcerer's Stone, P.S.
Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not used to that. But with Philosopher's Stone, that doesn't work because if they do that, then we just get the movie 2.0, which is not a good start to draw people in. They really have to get creative from the get-go for the series to succeed. So it's almost like a different approach of why the first will be hard. It's because it's really short.
Yeah.
And the movie was really book accurate already.
I'm seeing a lot of people wondering if they're going to like do chapter by chapter because that book is so short. Yeah. I mean, feel like I don't know what's going to happen there.
I feel like they're going to go two ways. They're going to add a little bit of like backstory.
Extra. I hope they do.
And it's probably going to be less episodes than the rest. Like the first 2 seasons are probably going to be like
which is fine.
Like 6 or 8 episodes.
I think
the rest will be like
okay.
10 or 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which probably the correct approach. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
All right. That's our Reddit dive. We have a little bit of headlines to cover. All right, so there's a couple, I guess, news blurbs that I saw regarding HBO. The first one I'll say is that I saw that HBO CEO Casey Bloys at a press conference hinted at potential spin-offs already.
I'm down.
So that's amazing. I don't think it's not anywhere near happening yet, but just hearing that it's
like, an idea.
That it's already in conversation probably.
Yeah. Because why not? They're going to make a lot of money.
Of course it is. But the fact that he said it means that he's confident in that happening.
I mean, everyone's talked about the Marauders.
Yeah, would be amazing. My dream is that we're just like in the future and it's people we don't know.
Yeah.
Like 20 years after the 17 years later or whatever it is. It's not 17 years later, 19 years later. Like 20 years later than that.
Yeah. We talked also about like having the different schools.
Yeah.
Like, Alex wasn't sure about that one. But
because I mean, it's the
I'd
same
watch
as always.
any content, so it really doesn't matter. Like they can,
I will too.
They can do whatever they want. If it's a series, I don't feel the same about movies, obviously, because Fantastic Beasts was not my favorite. But with a series, I'm gonna watch it if it's Harry Potter related. So
yeah, to me about the other schools is like, I will always keep coming back to this. Mm-hmm. My favorite character in Harry Potter is Hogwarts.
Yeah, but they could make another magical school, which is awesome. Like
it won't be the same.
Why?
It can.
Because the people inside Hogwarts don't have British accents.
No. It can be the same. Like it can hit the magic. I just don't trust that it will.
Wait, there is something to that though. Like the British accents do make it more magical for me. Maybe that's because I'm American. I don't know what it is.
It's charming.
There's something about it. I love it.
I think like Beauxbaton with the French accents and all that, it'll still be cool and could be magical. But for me, it's more just I don't know if I trust it to like hit all the Hogwarts. Like Harry Potter, I guess I should say, was a literal phenomena because it got like people reading in a time where people weren't even excited to read. Yeah. Like it's just too good. And I don't know if they can nail what is, I know it's the same world, but it's essentially a different, like
it's going to be different.
It'll feel like a different world. But I don't know if they can nail it at the same level.
I know we talked a little bit about Wednesday, which you haven't watched, but I found that to be like pretty cool. Like I was like, oh, like a magic school. Like it's a little different because it's for like weirdish people, but I don't know. I liked it and found it intriguing. So if they can do it right, I think it would be okay. Yeah. I mean, anyway.
I still would watch it.
Yeah.
And I'd be very excited and we would cover it like crazy.
Of course. We're going to cover everything. But yeah, I love that. Very exciting.
It's not my top choice for spinoff.
Yeah. I mean, spinoffs in general are exciting to me.
Yeah.
So.
And then the next article, HBO related, was that they are exploring a new logo or theme
Yeah.
for Harry Potter. So it was just, I think how it came up was they were asked about the announcement and how they used Hogwarts as it is, the Harry Potter logo as it is, and the Harry Potter Hedwig's theme as is.
Yeah.
And basically the HBO exec who was asked said that they used it as, to touch on people's nostalgia and make them excited for revisiting a world that they love. So it's just it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not necessarily
they're sticking with any of those things.
Right.
When I first saw this, it was actually a YouTube video, and the guy in the YouTube video, I'm not going to link it, basically was talking about it being full on confirmed that they're changing the theme and changing the logo. So I sent the article straight to Nicole without reading it, like, holy crap, they're changing it.
Yeah.
And then we both read it and we're like, wait, he doesn't say that at all.
No.
Basically just doesn't say they're not. So it's not news, but it's news. Something
news
to keep in mind.
We have a little things here and there.
Yeah, and then other small things. Quidditch Champions has round 2 of play tests. I have yet to be invited. And then
Someone invite him.
Tom Felton has a little mission playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy, which is amazing. They continue to do the right things.
He's very excited about all Harry Potter things, which I love.
Yeah, all right. Tom Felton does Harry Potter interviews. He always talks about Harry Potter. He wrote about it. He's doing Hogwarts Legacy stuff.
Yeah.
And then Hogwarts Legacy team, they nail everything.
Yeah.
They really care about the community and Harry Potter stuff. So it's awesome to see them, months after the game's out, to continue to do that. But yeah, I mean, that's all we got for today's episode.
That was fun.
I hope you guys have fun. I loved doing the tier list.
Yeah, me too.
That was fun. So I think we'll do a character one next, and some movies too.
We gotta rewatch those movies.
Yep. It'd be fun.
What?
This is probably way down the line, but it'd be cool to do a Harry Potter podcast tier list.
Oh.
I listen to several Harry Potter podcasts.
Yes.
It'd be fun to do that.
I gotta get on that train. I will do that.
Yeah.
I can do that.
So I don't know, just floating ideas live on the air here.
Yeah. More Harry Potter for us is a happy thing. So yeah. So also shout out to Rachel, who left us the nicest, it was a well thought out comment, and it made our week, maybe month.
Has 5 things that she would like the series to include. Continuing off of what we had done in the episode.
Yep.
With our top 10 most important things that HBO includes. And I guess sort of the quickie of it, you can look at the comment on episode 2. But so normal moments at Hogwarts was the first one, which, you get a gold star in my book for that.
Yes.
And then, Weasley's done right.
Yep. Movie Ginny was just not it. Thank you. We're now friends.
The romance done way better than the movies. Again, that's agreeing with you.
Yes.
Interesting takes on characters. So this one was cool. So it would be interesting to see what the new actors, actresses can bring to the table and really separate the show from the movies, so it's not just a retelling. She went on to say that some of the fan casts are based on previous actors and not books or imagination. So it'd be cool to see a different take of the characters, including a person of color in some cases. As for some characters, their race/ethnicity isn't very important to the character, so I don't see a problem casting a non-white person. And totally agree. I mean, cast the person who fits the character.
Right, exactly.
And will kill it.
Yeah.
And I think they hopefully will do that.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, there was one more. Just real thought and effort put into the series overall. This is such a big project, and it means a lot to people, so I just hope that they give it the time it deserves. And I think there's a good chance they will. And then the bonus is more Quidditch scenes.
Yes.
Which is awesome. Heck yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Including the World Cup, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really hope that they put the love and care that
we feel that.
that the Hogwarts Legacy developers put into it. If these show people put that level of care in, then it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So thank you for the comment.
Yeah, shout out Rachel O.
Yes.
And yeah, that's it for today's episode though. So yeah, leave us those comments, likes, subscribe.
Yes, please.
And tune in next Monday for episode 4.